Homeowners associations are supposed to protect communities and property values, but in Florida, they're too often a source of conflict, mismanagement, and personal agendas. This is my story, and it's one shared by neighborhoods across the state. For over 25 years I've worked in the building trades, holding 3 state contractor licenses, including mechanical. I've run a business and managed large projects. When I became president of my HOA, I brought that experience to a 5-member board, focused on fiscal responsibility and the good of our entire community. With a background like that, you'd think leadership would be straightforward. But what followed was anything but. It started with one board member. They consistently went behind my back, undermining plans we'd agreed on as a team. Discussions meant nothing. They had their own agenda. Lack of transparency isn't just a personal slight, it's a crack in the foundation of any HOA. Then came the false claims about me, about our decisions. It stirred up dissent among members. Suddenly neighbors I'd worked hard for were turning against me. Misinformation erodes trust, and in an HOA, trust is everything. A small group took it further. They canvassed for proxies, something that's illegal in Florida. They exploited the rules and it worked. The board was replaced. Proxy abuse is a dirty tactic, but it's shockingly common in HOA takeovers. The new board was a group of women with no experience. They didn't care about the community, just their own properties and special interests. When leadership lacks skill and vision, the whole neighborhood pays the price. They put an inexperienced person in charge of our finances. It was a disaster. Mismanaged funds, poor decisions, no accountability. Fiscal irresponsibility doesn't just waste money, it jeopardizes every homeowner's investment. Their decisions, like blocking home sales over dogs, drove down property values. People couldn't sell, and our community's reputation sank. Petty biases shouldn't dictate a neighborhood's future, but here they did. That same group, they're still involved, pulling strings behind the scenes with the current board. It's a cycle that won't break. Cliques thrive in the dark. They're the hidden threat to fair governance. In 13 years, I've watched board after board chase personal gain, breaking bylaws, ignoring the community. My board was the exception, putting the whole first. But new people moving in, they're worse. And this is an older generation neighborhood too. Self-interest isn't a fluke, it's the norm, and it's getting uglier. Florida's HOAs are in crisis. I've seen it firsthand, but we can fix this. Demand transparency. Vet your board members, make sure they're qualified, and stay involved because a small group with bad intentions can ruin everything. This isn't just my fight, it's yours too. Across Florida, communities are struggling with the same issues. Your home, your investment, your voice, don't let it be silenced. The management company added to our woes. Their inexperienced property manager provided poor guidance on sunshine laws. They failed to fulfill contracts and manage vendors poorly. Their community platform stifled resident communication. Oversight on meeting protocols and formats was lacking, ignoring governing rules. These issues compounded the problems with the board of directors, making things worse for everyone.